Greetings.
Oh, he's in already. Okay.
Yes.
America.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, what's up? It's doing well. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, while Mr. Walker's getting that started, I'll go ahead and introduce. Okay, cool. Wonderful. All right, listen, everybody, thank y'all for being here. It's Street Therapy KC on KUAW Radio. Really appreciate your time and all that you do for the community. But so today, where we at? 23rd today. So we're gonna jump right into the show. Got a lot going on, but I really wanted to this show. I want to be specific and highlight, Kansas City and folks that are doing things around the city and folks that are making a big impact on Kansas City and in Kansas City. So without further ado, this is Women's Month of March, but still we'll go ahead. Anyway, we'll let the ladies go first, period. So Mrs. Camilla, can you say hello and introduce yourself to the people, please?
Hey guys, my name is Camilla Kendall. I'm here, born and raised from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm the owner of Soda Pop Graphics. We also go by SPG Web and Marketing LLC, located in South Kansas City. I've owned Soda Pop now for 17 years. Marketing is my passion. Kansas City is my home. And I don't see myself really doing anything else. I think if you were to ask me what we specialize in, which I do get that question often, it is custom website development and app development and internet marketing design.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And next on the list, we have, we'll just go right down the list since America Patton is right next to her. We'll go ahead and go with America. America, can you please introduce yourself to the people?
Welcome. Name is America Patton. Born in Philadelphia, grew up here in Wyandotte County since the age of 5. My background is in education and teaching, working with kids. And I am a Kansas AmeriCorps alum. I've been working extensively with the Quindaro Underground Railroad site for the past 5-6 years, working to restore that site and bring some more much deserved respect to that area, but also bring some awareness through that site by bridging the youth with the community center, the Vernon Underground Railroad Museum through service learning, and as well as doing historical music projects to promote awareness about the stories of the Underground Railroad. And I've been working closely with Luther Smith and Cedric Patton, as well as all of the team members over there at Quindaro, and hopefully getting the youth more involved with that site in particular.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, America. Next, we're going to jump right into Mr. Terrell Ray. Terrell, how are you, sir? Can you introduce yourself to the people?
What's up, everybody? I'm Terrell Ray. I am the founder of the Kansas City People's Choice Awards. That is an annual awards ceremony where we recognize entrepreneurs, business owners, humanitarians, the everyday human being right here in the urban core of Kansas City, Missouri. We are on our 3rd year. It has been very successful the last 2 years, averaging about 1,200 in attendance. I also have a boys workshop that is called Our Children, Their Future, that helps young boys from ages 10 to 21. We teach them how to tie a tie, write a resume, a lot of life essentials to get them prepared for life at the next level. And then also, of course, I am a host here in the Kansas City area as well. So that's me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Terrell. Appreciate it, brother. All right, next we got Lebron. Lebron, can you please introduce yourself to the people, Kansas City?
What's up, everybody? Name is Lebron Jones. I'm a Kansas City local inspiring rap artist. My stage name, my rap name is LJ the Monster. The Monster came from my teenage life, just nicknames friends gave me or whatever. So I took it and ran with it and brought it into my music name. A little bit about myself. I'm a father of 3 children. Born in San Diego, California, but raised here in Kansas City, Missouri, in the inner city. Pretty much just pushing music, trying to take over the city, take over the country, get my name out here, you know what I mean, and put my family in a better position. You know what I mean? I have other avenues that I do. I'm a small time car salesman or whatever, you know what I mean? So I have other aspects that I do, but right now I'm all in on music. That's 100% my focus right now, and I'm just trying to get myself out here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I'll keep with you, and then we'll kind of just let everybody jump right in.
Okay.
So Lebron, man, so you got music out right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we looked to check you out, man, and see how it is. You have any upcoming events?
Yeah, actually, I got a show this Thursday with promoter J.R. Hoodstar at the Firelight Lounge on 18th Street in Kansas. I have a performance there. Friday, I'll be going to St. Louis for a show. Honestly, I forgot the actual name of that show. So like if I was able to have a flyer, but yeah, I have a show in St. Louis also, and I also have a show on March 27th at the Roxy Bar.
Okay.
I have a show in April. I got a lot of shows lined up, man. I've been pushing my single by the name of Talk Your Shit. I ain't know if I can even cuss on here, but yeah, by the name of Talk Your Shit or whatever. In the process of shooting a video Sunday. The video shoot set is set for Sunday, and yeah, that's it. That's it for right now. I got about 4 or 5 shows lined up. I'm pushing hard for my single Talk Your Shit. About to shoot the video. I have an EP coming real soon. I'm gonna try to shoot for May, but right now I'm just going hard with my single.
Okay, right on. All right. And Ms. Camilla, and you have a graphics company. What does that entail?
Oh gosh, well, what I like to tell people is, so we serve both B2B and B2C. Typically, our B2C is just like an individual or a mom and pop, a startup, an individual who comes to us, and 9 times out of 10, they really don't know where to begin. They're small business owners. When they come to us, they kind of have things kind of going every which way, which is normal. What I found is it's taken us a while to really formulate what works for us as an agency. My team is small, there's 7 of us, but I mean, we pack a powerful punch. When these small business owners come to us, they're just every which way. They have a domain that they purchased at GoDaddy. They have hosting, somewhere else. They have their business cards they're ordering off Vistaprint. Everything is kind of awry. What I'm trying to teach our local business, not just our local business owners, because we have small business owners that we service all the way over we have a following in Long Island, New York. We have plenty of customers like over in LA, but as individuals, I think that what we're finding is just a commonality that people aren't really prepared. They think, oh, I have an idea and I have a business, and then they just jump into it without any foundational elements. And we bring the foundational elements. I believe that it's appropriate for growth for any business to make sure that you have an agency who can manage those things for you. We have our own servers, we have our own hosting. We do everything from the beginning to the end. So our small business package is what I would say sells the most as far as when you ask about graphics, Chris. Yeah. And what they get in that package is the logo, their custom website, on WordPress platform. That e-commerce can be included in that. Business cards, custom design, printed, shipped to your door, a print piece of your choice, retractable banner, website hosting, like everything is bundled. And we do it that way because small business owners really want to focus on their craft. We take the hard part out of it. And one thing that I do like to emphasize is that we don't use templates. Soda Pop has never used a template a single day in its life. We're an all custom agency. And I think that I feel like, I've taken it as a duty of mine to make sure to educate small business owners that you don't have to just throw something together. It's appropriate to have an agency that cares enough about you to help guide you in the right direction for growth. And that's what it is that we do. And that's what we provide. Now, that's on the B2C side. On the B2B side, where we, service larger companies and organizations, I think like right now, our largest customer is like an $80 million company, and they're like out of New Jersey. I say that humbly to say that if a company that large can trust us as far as like designing and taking care of their social media, their print, their web, their app development, certainly, I believe we're good enough to help continue to service our small business clients. My small business customer base is really where my heart is. That's where my heart is the most tender. I feel like the inner community, especially like the urban core, we don't really have any guidance in that area. You know, people will throw up a site on Wix or a Shopify, but they really don't know what they're doing. They need somebody to hold their hand and help get them through the processes that will make them stable and profitable. And I am picky. I've learned to become picky over the years. If we can tell early on if you're not really serious about your business. If you come on board and you know it's not something that you're putting a lot of effort in, you're not the client for us. If you don't want to have quality work done and you want to throw something together really fast, you're not the client for us, and that's okay. But what I would love to see is you know, minority-owned businesses, small mom and pops. Even if you're a mom and pop, you can compete with the big dogs. I tell people that all the time. The clients that we design and take care of, you would never be able to tell them apart from a larger agency. Just because you're small doesn't mean that you have to just do it any kind of way. We build our customers up to compete. So we offer everything from logo development, branding, web, you know, hosting, all the way over to app development in our agency.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's really why, and I'll get to you, America, and Terrell here, and that's really why I kind of chose this panel, because I mean, you all have different specific arenas that you deal with. You all are minority, Black-owned businesses or entities, and teachers and things like that. I think that's important to really highlight, you know, especially coming off of Black History Month, but even just really just highlighting the excellence of Kansas City and our businesses and our companies that we have here. And I'll segue to hold on for just a second, America. I'll segue to Terrell. Terrell, a little bit more about you and the Kansas City People's Choice Award, man. I'd like to hear a little more about that.
Yeah, the awards was created, as I stated, to recognize Urban Core of Kansas City, Missouri. I got the idea from the BET Awards and also attending the Hoodie Awards with Joseph Thomas when he won for Best Barbershop. Yeah. And just looking at the awards that take place here in Kansas City, we're often left out. You know, you look at the Pitch Awards, you look at, there's another awards out in Overland Park or something. We are never fully represented in those awards at all. And it is our opportunity to shine. It's an opportunity to network. It's an opportunity for people to see what Kansas City has to offer outside of what they see on social media. Because last year we did around 66 to 70 categories of giving out actual awards to individuals. This year we are going to bring on a little bit more categories and test them out to see what it would do, what the participation level. We give out a humanitarian award, which we find individuals in the city that's doing great things for Kansas City. And then we also give out a Lifetime Achievement Award, which are to individuals who have devoted their life into changing Kansas City and making it for the better. Very, you know, inspirational event. Is fun. People dress up. It's like a fashion show. Lots of fun. People are very excited about it. They have supported it. Literally from the first year, I did not expect to have 1,200 in attendance. I thought we were going to have 300 or 400 in attendance. So I had to change the venue at the last minute. But as you can see, even with the pandemic last year, we still had about 1,100 people in attendance. And so this year, we're bringing it back again. We're open. We have our sponsorship package that I'll be sending out for companies who want to get involved, our promotion package as well. What other questions you may have?
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, that gives everybody a grasp of what it is. It sounds exciting. It sounds like it's exciting. It's growing. It's definitely something that's needed because, oftentimes, like you said, we are looked over. We aren't recognized a lot of things. And I think that's important because, when you're told that you can accomplish things, man, it makes you want to be a better person. Oftentimes and sometimes we feel like we're doing all this stuff, for nothing, and we know we're not doing it for nothing, but sometimes we want a little pat on the back, man, want appreciation. And I've seen pictures and things like that. Nothing that's beautiful because of the simple fact that, you know, folks are doing great things. And I volunteer for a lot of different organizations, man. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, volunteers are just expected to be there, you know, but they put a lot of the work in and things like that. So, America, you talked about the Underground Railroad trip. You give us a little more information about that, if you would.
Absolutely, yes. So
also, America, real quick. Also, you're a jazz musician, correct?
yes, sir. Yeah, I've been trying to keep that alive with my father. My father, Ruth Hardy, he was the world's first jazz bagpiper. So I grew up around jazz and that type of sense. So I really love doing that when I have the opportunity to play live jazz with the elder statesmen of jazz of Kansas City. Yeah. And our oldest member in our band, Mr. Lee Brown, he is in his 80s. Yeah, he's in his 80s, and he's doing really well. And he still plays music, and it's something that I really like to do. Trying to keep those stories of the elder statesmen alive too, because there's a lot of elder statesmen who are looking for opportunities to play, but they don't always get the opportunity because of, you know, jazz is not a large, you know, it's not as large as, you know, rap or R&B, but we do, but jazz is still America's classical music. And it's something that has evolved over time that has gotten us to where we're at today as a culture and society. Because you go back to jazz, you can find jazz in all types of music, R&B, hip hop, you know, gospel rap, you know, it goes back to the blues and jazz.
Yeah, I remember you came to the studio, man. I think you brought the whole set to the studio.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mr. Walker said, we're gonna put those drums.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would like to come back and perform for you guys. We're going to start rehearsing again here, maybe around May or so. We haven't rehearsed in over a year. So, but we would like to start, you know, performing live again.
Beautiful. So tell us just a little bit about the Underground Railroad. You know, we're fresh off the Black History, but we do know Black History Month is just not for the 28 days of February. You know, we stay black all the time. So, you know, it's, you know, we don't just celebrate 28 days, man. So tell folks that don't know a whole lot about that, man, give us a little, you know, intro into that.
Yes, sir. Quindurl, which means bundle of sticks, means we're stronger together. Is a Native American name. It's named after Guthrie's wife, who was Native American. And Quindurl was a free township. It was known as the suburbs of Kansas in the 1800s. It was a free port town that consisted of Native Americans, farmers, and then Blacks, as well as you also had other cultures that helped to contribute to it. But it was a free port, thriving community in the 1800s, and Blacks could live there and go to school. It was a university there known as Western University. It was most of the HBC schools were south, but this was one of the few that was, you know, west of the river. You had so if you look at the Mississippi, you have the Dixie line. There was only like Lincoln University up in Philly, Western, and then you had Wilberforce University.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So those were the only Black historically schools at the time. So students came from all over the country to go to off of 27th Quindurl to go to Western University. It was a thriving community. It boomed for several years, but it kind of lost its traction, and the university closed officially around 1943, right, almost at the end of World War II. And the community kind of fell off the scene when they built the railroad, well, I would say the highway through the community. So it took out a lot of the community, but it was known as the suburbial community at one point. The music department was phenomenal. The theatrically department was really amazing. They had classes on carpentry, carpentry, mechanics. You had Milton, hat making classes, you had cooking classes, you had the football team, track. I mean, these were elite clubs. I mean, this university was phenomenal. The music department was probably one of the best in the country at the time. And I've seen actual documents of students during that heyday, and it was a very beautiful town. And so the community kind of faded into the background, and a lot of people don't know about the history of this community. But now what remains of this community? Yes, yep. It kind of faded. Well, as far as the original Quindaro Township, as far as the actual community, I know people know about Quindaro, but the actual university, a lot of people don't know that we have the Quindaro Underground Railroad Museum that's there. Then there's the old Quindaro Museum that is there, and we still have a community that is there, but it has recently become a National Historical Landmark. And this site is really a phenomenal site. So we're excited that we are a national commemorative landmark now, meaning that we will be able to have get grants to where we can preserve it and where we can get it to where it needs to be. We have a lot of Underground Railroad pathways that are there that have not been preserved. So we're working on trying to preserve the Underground Railroad trails. We have the old Quindaro Brewery. That's the structure of it is still there. There's a hotel where the structures of it is still back there, to where slaves, when they came from Missouri to Kansas, they hid in this hotel. There's an old brewery that's still there, where there's a tunnel underneath there, where slaves hid in the community. But you're talking about a phenomenal world-class community that is amazing site, and so that's why I really want to do a lot to help to preserve that site.
Yeah, that's important, man. It's definitely important to know about our history and our past, and especially when our history and our past is right in our own backyard. I think that's very important. So I appreciate you for that. So I mean, anybody can jump in. Lebron, you can jump in. Camille, you can jump in. Terrell, you can jump in. As far as Kansas City, man, how important is it to really kind of network and collaborate with each other, man? KK, you deal with web design, that's your thing. Lebron, brother, you deal in music, and that's your thing, man. And brother Terrell, you deal with just connecting folks, man. So and appreciate and people, man. How important is it to really network with folks, and things like that? Man, how has your experience been, Lebron? Since you're from Cali.
Well, my experiences with networking has been pretty much up and down for real. Because I mean, as you probably know, like Kansas City, we kind of got a label of that we don't really support each other like that. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that's starting to have a drastic change. Honestly, I
agree with that.
Within these last couple years, but really within this last year, especially during COVID and stuff, it seemed like our city have really came together more and acknowledging Black business, you know what I mean? And the music scene, like me being in the music scene, I could firsthand say like the music scene for Kansas City is really starting to pop right now, you know what I'm saying? And we have some real talented people. And me, I'm a people person. So like I said, I did probably a good 12 shows in the past 3 months. It ain't like no big super concerts or nothing, but I'm trying to get myself out here. So I never have a problem with walking up to somebody in a calm manner, trying to pass out either a CD or a promo card of mine, or telling them to subscribe to my YouTube. And for the most part, everybody, engage with me. Sometimes people that come with the game though. Sometimes people ain't people persons, you know what I'm saying? But I'm liking the networking that's going on in the city right now, man. I really think we come together, and it's only up from here, honestly.
I agree with you, man, and I'll let everybody else chime in. I think it's it's super dope, man, because I was down there, 18 and Vine, just sitting there and you looking at everybody dancing in the middle of the street, you know what I mean? You're just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And it almost seems like, and I wasn't born back then, so I don't know how it was, but I see pictures of how it was back then, but it almost seems like it's how it was years ago, but it's young people, man. It's folks really enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Like Brother Terrell talked about Joey down there, you know, just really being involved with the community. You know, you got my man down there, Popper down there. There's a lot of different people that are down there at the Vine District are really keeping that candle lit, man. I think that's important, man. What are y'all thoughts on that, KK and Terrell?
I agree. I mean, this is my hometown. I love Kansas City. And, I really would love to say, like, where would Soda Pop be without Kansas City? I'm so grateful for like our friends and, the people that call on us every day. I believe that we are probably getting on average 7 to 10 referrals a day. And just from the Kansas City area, we're tagged on Facebook and Instagram on a regular basis. And those are Kansas City, like locals. Call KUAW, call Soda Pop. I mean, most people don't remember my first name all the time. So, I mean, I could be at the Quick Trip and they're like, hey, Soda Pop. And I answer to Soda Pop. Like, I've been answering to Soda Pop for years. But, where would Soda Pop be without Kansas City? This is my hometown. I love the networking. I mean, a lot of people, what I feel like we're growing out of the competition thing, like where everybody feels like it's the competition. It's never been a competition. You have to be able to find what's different about yourself and about your company and focus on that, because we all offer something different. And when you can hyper focus on that, that's when you win. You don't have to pay attention to what everybody else is doing. Do what you do best. And here in Kansas City, I feel like the more that we grow into that love, the more that we refer, the more that we share, the better off we'll be. And I mean, I feel like we've had really good experiences with networking here locally.
Yeah. Real quick, and I'll let you jump in there too. I think we're becoming more conscious of the fact that we really don't have to ball our hand up as tight. Oftentimes as you have something you want to just, you want to just ball your hand up, you want to hold on to it, and we're understanding that it's okay to, COVID here, you can't shake hands, but we're understanding that it's okay to shake a hand or extend the hand to somebody else. That's the only way we'll really go far. You can go so far by yourself, but you can go much farther together. And I think that's important. That's one thing that we really I think we're really understanding that. We really understand the fact that, whatever we were taught or whatever we were shown hasn't really worked. So we're learning new ways, and we're learning new old ways of really coming together as a community and really seeing this thing going. Terrell, how do you feel about that, brother?
Yeah, they both made great points regarding networking and the support of Kansas City and sometimes the lack thereof. Speaking from my own experiences, I don't think the award show would be as successful if I had not put in the years of networking and getting out there, shaking hands, meeting people. Me being who I am and out there in the community is what made this award show so successful. So when you look at it, and KUAW said, there's no losers. Everybody, it's not about competition. That's exactly the mindset of the award show. Because when people see your name on that list, regardless if you win or not, they're sending referrals. They're saying, see this individual. They don't really care who win or lose the award. It's a recognition. So no one is going to lose. You know what I mean? It's about losing. It's about recognizing Kansas City. So 100%. You see, best restaurant, and you see restaurants on that list, guess what? All of people are going to patronize those businesses.
For sure.
Because they see why they were voted.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things where, where you're sitting in the crowd, you're like, for like, say, Ruby Jeans. Like, Ruby like, oh, I know them. And it gets that level of excitement, man. It's like, oh, okay. So I'm going there tomorrow, get some juice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's that recognition, it's that spark, and once you get that spark, and you begin to throw more flames or fan the flames of the spark, and you catch that wildfire, and you really catch the heartbeat of the people, man. And I always say that the inner city has always been a heartbeat of every single city, and because it has so much rich history, but it's also the place where folks that live on the outside of the inner city deem it to be horrible or bad. But the inner city's always been the melting pot of every major city, man. I think that's why it's so important, why it's so the way it is, man. It's so diverse and things like that. I think that's beautiful, man. I appreciate y'all for saying that. So yeah, America, you're in the education field. You're a teacher. So how do you what do you see about that, brother? As far as actually young people, man, how are they getting engaged and involved in things like that?
Yeah, we last year we went down to the museum and we worked on phase 2 of our museum, Love is Supreme, after the John Coltrane song title, dealing with what love means to them. And we went down there for the my summer program that I worked at KCK Community College. We weren't able to do anything this year because of the pandemic, but the previous year we bused kids down there for the first time, and they had a ball. I mean, some of the kids, they never had an opportunity to work on a mural, and I really wasn't too particular about the artistic being perfect, but I said just get something up there, get something on the mural. So some of them didn't know how to use a brush and everything like that, but it was cool just to see them getting an opportunity to connect with the Underground Railroad sites. And it was like, Mr. Patton, where'd you find this place at? And the kids going through the Underground Railroad spot, they said, how come I didn't know about this? And they loved it because when you go to the side, there's like an Underground Railroad pathway where it has like a little basin where you see the water, you see nature, and getting kids outdoor in nature, connecting, hearing the birds chirping, hearing the sounds of outdoors, getting into tap into, outdoors like that, used to be back in the day. They don't often get opportunities to do that because sometimes they kind of confined, doing video games or whatever, watching TV. But it was just really cool seeing them connect with nature. It was almost like they wanted to be there because they were outdoors, connected with nature, and I seen them interacting with their peers, going to the sites down there, playing kickball, getting an opportunity to meet some of the neighbors in the community, to really get an opportunity just to connect with that historical site. And I think that's where I think education, should go in that direction in particular, of really getting kids to connect, build those real-time, real-world connections with their community, so that nothing is really lost. And then we'll get more kids wanting to stay and invest in their communities rather than being lured away to some of the more attractive or lucrative cities that have more opportunities. But I think even if they were to leave or go to another site, they will always feel connected and embedded to their home where they're from, because they know where they came from. They'll have that feeling of what the people went through to help build their city and those people who came before them. So they won't necessarily be gone. They'll always be connected, and their stories will be imprinted into their communities. And I think if we can get our youth stories imprinted into the communities where they're at, we'll have more of that long-term sustainability in our communities.
Absolutely. We got about almost 15 minutes to the show, and I like to just kind of give around of people and let everybody kind of give some resources, how people can connect with you and whatnot. But as far as, let's see, I'm gonna jump back to Lebron. So Lebron, who are some of the people, man, that you work with? Some of your can you talk right now? Are you cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. What are some of the collabs, man, that you work with, and some of the collabs that you want to work with in the near future?
As far as collabs that I have worked with, of course, I don't know if you know my relationship with YGKC or whatever. Me and him are good friends. We grew up together or whatever. I definitely had multiple collabs with him. It's another
had him on the show, man.
Yeah, I seen that as well too. It's another up and coming artist in Kansas City by the name of Wax Gotti or whatever. Okay. He got some buzz going on right now. I've done music with him. But as far as in the town, not really too many notable names that I've done music with. And I've done music with a lot of people, but not too many notable names. And as far as people that I want to work with, man, honestly, I'm willing to work with anybody. But as far as people that I want to work with, I would love to be able to work with like some industry people, like I'm a big fan of Lil Boosie. I see him coming as well too. So I'm gonna try to tap in with him when he get here.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm confident in my music. So you know what I mean? Yeah. Of course, the notable names like the Drakes and the upper tiers up there. You know what I mean? I love to work with anybody of that stature.
So what
I wish Ron was still rapping. I wish Ron was still rapping because I grew up listening to him. So I would love to be able to do a song with him one day. You know what I mean?
So real quick, what brought you to Kansas City, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be able to tell you honestly because I moved here when I was 3. So
got you.
Yeah, my mom moved me and my little brothers here when I was 3 years old. My older brother was about 8 at the time. So I couldn't tell you the reason. Yeah. But all I know is some transpired in California that made us move here, you know what I mean? And I was here. Yeah. I grew up on 53rd and Park Street. Yeah. The 50s area in the city, as you know, people know it's a wild area, but I'm trying to show you can come out of that and make something out of that. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. I agree with that, man. So Ms. Camille, some of your more notable moments in the city or just even business.
I would definitely say just the opportunity to work with the local college students, like that means a lot to me. There are times where we get to partner with like UMKC or Kansas City Art Institute, you know, sometimes maybe, MCC, their colleges, just to be able to allow some of their interns to intern with our office. We get really great reviews with the interns, giving them the ability to learn some things that they had no idea even existed, giving them an opportunity to enhance their resumes. With COVID, I think our last intern we had, he ended his internship the middle of last year, and that was during the pandemic. So it was kind of a unique experience having an intern working with us, and it was all virtual. Like that was a new thing for us, but of course it was new for everybody, when COVID hit. But I would definitely say, the opportunity to work with the youth, that's a big deal to me. I'm a boy mom. My youngest is 3, I have my 10-year-old. And the reality of it is that you can teach a child anything and they will learn it. I'm big on education. I'm a Lincoln College prep tiger. Yes, that's where I went to high school. I just love what Lincoln put into me. A lot of, my core and my strengths and things like that, I really feel like came from high school. And so, it's during those years, I feel like with children or young people that you can capture the most, build and mold them the most. And for me, I'm working with a couple of young ladies, one who has just become a really good, dear friend of mine, Sharday Shears. She owns Vivid Events. And so we're working on some things privately, but just being able to pour into the young people, because it sounds so cliche that they are our future, but they really are. We can teach kids so early. If they can learn a rap song, if they can, learn these different dances on TikTok, you can put them in front of some code. I'm a Black programmer. My undergrad is in computer science. And for the longest, it was just weird. I went to DeVry. That's where my undergrad is at. And it was weird, like being a Black female walking through the halls at DeVry, because I felt so out of place. Number one, back then when I was in college, IT was, it was a white male. It was like a white male thing. Like that's all you really would see back then. And so being a Black woman, learning computer science and programming, I felt out of place. But, we are all on our path for a certain reason. So now just knowing that I can do it and knowing that my children can do it, anybody can do it, but we have to put it in front of them. And so, I tend to build memories and love the most around family and just the young people. I think that's where my heart is the most, is most geared towards.
Well said, definitely. Since we work with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and they also deal with robotics and STEM and coding and things like that. And it is, oftentimes we, you see the competitions and things like that, and you see the kids building robots with the computers and stuff. And sometimes the kids don't look like our kids, you know,
Right.
and but they're in technology, they're in robotics, they're in what's happening right now going into the future. So, and a lot of times is, you know, we got to make that sexy, you know, because it is what, it ain't going nowhere, you know, it is what it is, you know, and everything. So my man Terrell, what's your most notable moment, man?
I would have to say, you know, as much as I do love the awards, like Camilla said, with me, it's always giving back to our youth.
Yeah.
With my program, it's been active since 2012. And I keep branching out, doing different things. The year before last, the year before last, we started Chef's Table, which we invite chefs to come on board and teach the young men how to prepare a meal for their family. That's something that's amazing, because you don't know what they want to be in life. And just seeing a chef, a Black chef on top of that, come in and show them, hey, you can make money just by, you know, learning how to make food. It's rewarding. You know, we come in a King program, and that's basically where we pay for young men suits and tuxedos, so that way they can attend prom. And then lastly, the big workshop, we have about 50 to 60 boys every year, which is called the Crew Workshop. And we teach them how to tie, dress appropriately for job interviews, teach them how to write a resume, the importance of maintaining good credit, a lot of different skills in life where, as my man Lebron said, I'm from 51st and Euclid, and we didn't get taught this. You know what I mean? I got system at a very young age. From 12 to 16, I was locked up already. And I didn't learn tie. There's adult men that come to the program for their kids, and they're participating, learning how to tie as well. So it's beneficial not only to our kids, but to as adults. And, you know, like Camilla said, we can teach them everything. Some of our adults, unfortunately, they're already lost beyond that point where we reach them, but we can always reach our youth. And that's literally my main purpose is reaching them and letting them know, just because where you're at doesn't mean that's where you're going to end at.
Facts. Yeah. I heard a quote that was wonderful. I heard a quote some time ago. It said, "You can teach a child better than you can teach a child better than you can rewire a man." And I guess what it was saying is it's easier to teach a child than to take a grown man and rewire him. But it's almost like the adage they say, you know, can't teach an old dog new tricks. But we can still learn. You know, we can learn and repurpose ourselves, man. But you gotta want to. And you talked about teaching brothers how to tie ties and stuff. I was looking at my shirt, man. I promise y'all, my shirt ain't wrinkled. I promise y'all, it ain't wrinkled, man. I'm looking at Leron's fresh red shirt, man. I'm joking. And man, her jacket's straight. You know, I'm like, man, I promise y'all, I ain't wrinkled.
Hey, the thing, iron, the surprise that people would not iron unless it's really needed nowadays.
I know. I said, I got my Kansas City Monarchs shirt on, man, commemorate the 100th year, you know, and they just bought the old T-Bone Stadium, and I think that's beautiful too. Right. I'm really looking, because T-Bone got a nice stadium out there, man. It's a really nice stadium. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to going to see some of those games from you know, see who really, to be honest, see who gets signed up to go play for the Monarchs. Man, that's baseball is dope. You know what I'm saying? Baseball, it's the American pastime that's been overlooked. But I'm excited to see Mr. Bob Kendricks and stuff, man. Really dig that brother. He's a hard worker, man. Really dig into, and he's preserved it. Like America's saying, you know, that's the jazz district down there, man, and just jazz and some of those old things, man. That we. It's funny because it's funny because no matter how far in life you go. You can go as far as you want to, but it's just something about going back to that thing that you know is gonna be right there. You know what I mean? It's just something about going. It's like you can go off to college and go that, but when you come back home, it's like, yeah, we at home now. You know what I mean? So it ain't nothing like it. It ain't nothing like it. So I'm real quick, about a little over 5 minutes. I want everybody to kind of give you know, how people can reach out to you and things like that, you know, just kind of make it, you know, sweet here real quick. Leron, how can people reach out to you, brother?
First off, my Facebook, you can reach me on Facebook, Leron with an E, Leron, the Monster Jones. That's my Facebook. Instagram and Snapchat, LJ the Monster. My YouTube channel, please subscribe. LJ the Monster. So everything is LJ the Monster except my Facebook. Please check out my Talk Your Shit single that's out right now. Video coming soon. I also have 2 projects I'm working on, an EP, my solo EP, and I'm also doing an EP with a brother by the name of Truly Gifted. Please check him out too. That's a talented brother. But yeah, man, I'm just out here working. What was his name again? Truly Gifted. Truly Gifted with gifted. 2 Y's. I'm sorry, with 2 Y's at the end, but it's Truly Gifted. Real talented brother. We doing a whole project together. But other than that, add me on any of my socials. Like I said, LJ the Monster at anything except Facebook. Lebron the Monster Jones, and tap in with me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. And Terrell, how can folks, man, reach out to you and maybe get tickets at the event? How can people get connected with that, brothers, and you?
Real quick, the awards, we're actually going to start voting April the 7th, which is a Wednesday. Voting, the first round of voting is open. Basically, when that ballot comes out, you can put whoever you want to vote for in that category. So it's very simple. The people who receive the most votes, they move on to the semifinal rounds and so forth. So lock that date in, April the 7th. We're going to start voting for this year's Kansas City People's Choice Awards. There is no panel. We do not pick anybody. It is strictly by the people, which is why it's called the People's Choice Awards. Camilla, she was a nominee last year as well. She was a finalist actually last year. But you can reach us on our social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram is KCPCA Awards. And then Facebook is the Kansas City People's Choice Awards. Go like the pages. It will keep you updated with all the information for the award show. For the Our Children Their Future program, I can be reached at stoptheviolencekc@hotmail.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. Camille, how can people reach out to you, ma'am?
You can find us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at Soda Pop Graphics. And on Instagram, it's SPG_LLC. You can also visit our website at sodapopgraphics.com. If you're interested in any of our services, there's a form on the bottom of the website. You can fill out that form and it'll directly go to our business admin. She'll get you an appointment. Another thing is I'm launching the consulting side, which is Camilla Kindle, and it's just CamillaKindle.com on that side of the business, simply because we work with, we have a lot of people who are, don't just need the services, but they need direction. So the consulting side, which is the Camilla Kindle, it's going to be CamillaKindle.com, which that coming soon page is up, but CamillaKindle.com will assist with the consulting side and helping get a solidified business plan and organizational things and elements in place. And so for that one, you can find us on Instagram at Camilla Kindle.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, and my man, America, close out, man. How can people reach out and connect with the Underground Railroad, tribute and everything?
Yes, absolutely. On April the 16th and 17th is Emancipation Proclamation Day, the day that Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. And I have an event sponsored through the National Heritage Freedom Foundation, where youth are going to be coming together, students virtually in Kansas, Missouri, and beyond this state are going to be collabing for 2 days of service for a virtual service learning project. And then youth are going to be restoring the Bishop Vernon Community Garden, and they're going to be doing a Rose Garden to remember outside of the Underground Railroad tunnels to commemorate the slaves who have lost their lives during the journey to freedom. We're going to conclude with playing of the bagpipes, music tribute of a silent service learning project. And we're going to help to restore his particular site. But people who want to interested in signing up can reach me at undergroundrailroadtribute@gmail.com. And really that day should be called National Freedom Day, which was named after Major Mr. Wright, his last name, Senior. He was a slave who fought his entire life. He was a teacher, educator. He was a servant, and he fought his whole life to get President Truman to sign the National Freedom Day in 1948 to become an official day to recognize free people from around this country. So we're going to be commemorating and coming together. So we'd love to have any youth that would like to sign up, come out And we would love to have you be a part of Emancipation Day of Service.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Man, did y'all see Camille's watch? Did you see that watch?
I'll show people.
I said, man, did y'all see that watch? I thought the sun rose. Listen, man, hey, I really do appreciate y'all time, man. Thank y'all so much for reaching back out to me. It was really important to have all of y'all on there from different facets, man. I know, y'all part of Kansas City, man. I really appreciate your time and everything. So listen, man, y'all have a great week and a great rest of the day, brother. Much success for all of y'all, man. And we'll stay connected, man. Y'all take it easy.
Thank you so much. Take care, guys.
All right. Listen, y'all been listening to Street Therapy on KUAW Radio. Mr. Walker, thank you for holding it down for us on the ones and twos over there, man. Thank y'all so much. And God say the same, man. We'll be back next time. Be blessed. And everybody keep us in your prayers and keep us posted, man. All right. Peace.
Will do.
Peace.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.